Well, this guy says black people can't survive unless a lot of whites are killed. And guess what? He works for the Department of Homeland Security. So why hasn't he been fired? A former Department of Justice employee says he knows, and he's going to join us next.
And I'm already finished. Well, the Department of Homeland Security is looking at a security manager who's in charge of buying weapons and ammunition. He reportedly moonlights as a hate-spewing anti-white activist online. According to his website, in order for black people to survive, quote, a lot of whites need to be killed. Why is a guy like this still working for the federal government? Well, J. Christian Adams blew the whistle on another racially charged government scandal, the Department of Justice's refusal to prosecute the Black Panther Party, and he joins us live this morning from Washington. Christian, thanks for joining us. So first, just a pure safety issue. This guy buys weapons and ammunition for the federal government. His co-workers say they're afraid of him, and he still has his job. How can they let, as a safety matter, this guy stay in his current position?
Yeah, these days he'll probably get promoted. Look, this is DHS, Department of Homeland Security. This is the same exact agency that was issuing warnings to local law enforcement on domestic terrorism about Catholics and Christians and returning Army veterans. This is outrageous that somebody who's in charge of buying weapons and ammunition for the federal government to keep the homeland safe wants to kill white people and is perfectly fine with broadcasting it to the world.
I thought that calling for race-related violence would pretty much be one of those issues we'd have a zero-tolerance policy for in the federal government, no?
Well, obviously, the guy's still at work today. He's getting up and going to go to his office. So the policy appears to be yes. But, Tucker, contrast what this loon, Irritated Genie is what he calls himself, with a U.S. attorney in Texas named John Kraft. John Kraft is in Beaumont, and he simply posted some things on Facebook about disagreeing with President Obama, and the Justice Department is investigating Mr. Kraft to see if he brought the DOJ into, quote, disrepute. But here, this guy is going to go to work today at DHS, Irritated Genie, and get a taxpayer-funded paycheck from you.
Well, of course. And if this guy, if the roles had been reversed and he'd call for the murder of black people, I mean, he'd probably be in prison at this moment. By the way, ICE, the federal government, as is its habit, is refusing even to acknowledge this. As a matter of policy, says a statement, ICE cannot discuss whether or not an investigation exists. Why not? Why can't they just say they're investigating the guy or not?
Well, they can, and the Department of Justice has said that they're investigating John Kraft. Like so much with this administration, it depends on which side you're on. If you're on the side that is the loony left, promote the administration side, they give you a pass. If you raise questions on Facebook and you're conservative like John Kraft, you get investigated. This is a problem throughout the federal government, whether it's EPA, Department of Labor, Department of Justice. Your federal government is infested with far-left radicals and ideologues who disagree with most of the American people. It's just they're in Washington, so you don't get to see them up close every day.
Jeez, murdering white people, you'd think